Hey Book Dragons, it is time for the 6-course dinner book tag. And I was tagged in this tag by Pat over at Book Chat with Pat, a simply delightful channel. I hope you'll check her channel out. And this tag was created by Dylan over at Dylan Morris. So we're going to get right to this tag. I've linked their channels down below in the description. And I guess I should probably put my fork and knife down. I've got my napkin all ready to go at least. And I'm going to put my eyes on here so we can look at the prompts. And away we go. All right, and there's an optional item on this tag, and that is to do a wine pairing. Alongside your food answer to each prompt, add a beverage that you enjoy. Challenge accepted. Course number 1, hors d'oeuvres. French for outside of work, and I did not know that prior to this. That's interesting. Typically a small savory dish served at the beginning of the meal, depending on the event, served while guests are mingling. List some characters that you find to be especially charming or witty, and list some of your favorite finger foods. All right, and so for characters that I find charming or witty, I chose Arthur Parnassus from House in the Cerulean Sea. He is definitely a very charming character, one of my favorites. I also chose Hoyd from The Cosmere by Brandon Sanderson. He's probably one of the wittiest and strangest characters I've ever run across. And I also chose Tyrion Lannister from A Song of Ice and Fire by George R. R. Martin. And guys, Tyrion Lannister is one of my absolute favorite characters of all time. He is just so witty and crass and lovable at times. He does have a certain charm to him because of his quirks, and I just love Tyrion. He's great. As far as finger foods go, I love deviled eggs. That was the only one that I could really think of, because I don't eat a lot of finger foods, but guys, you put some deviled eggs in front of me, I'm sold. I will eat those deviled eggs. I will go back for seconds on those deviled eggs. And guys, I'm just saying, I make some pretty mean deviled eggs myself. They are oft requested at family gatherings. We'll just put it that way. All right, and for my drink with this one, I would just do water. Honestly, water is always good to start a meal with the hors d'oeuvres. Course number 2 is soup. A usually warm dish served in a broth. What is your go-to cozy or comfy read? And list some of your favorite soups or stews. My favorite comfort read probably would be House in the Cerulean Sea. I mentioned that just briefly earlier. Or anything by Agatha Christie, honestly. I love Agatha Christie books. They are definitely on the cozy spectrum, and, they're mystery books. Easy to digest, really fun to read. So yeah, anything by Agatha Christie would work as well. As far as food goes, my favorite soups are broccoli cheddar. That's probably my top favorite soup is broccoli cheddar soup. Oh, I love a good broccoli cheddar soup. And occasionally clam chowder. It has to be a really, really good clam chowder though. And I've had some good ones, and I've had some not so good ones. And it's interesting because I don't really like clams per se, but I like clam chowder. So interesting. I don't know if it's a texture thing or what, but the soup just works really well for me. For the pairing, I would go with a white wine like a Chardonnay, maybe a Pinot Grigio. I'm not quite sure. I'd probably opt for the Chardonnay, honestly. Let's move on to course number 3, and that would be the appetizer. A small dish or drink taken before the main course of a meal to stimulate one's appetite. List some of your favorite poems or short stories and some of your go-to snacks. I don't really read a lot of poetry, so I didn't know where to go with poetry, but for short stories, one of my favorite collections of short stories are the Bigfoot stories from the Dresden Files. So if you read the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher, Harry Dresden encounters Bigfoot. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil it for you, but those are some really awesome short stories. And then for the food on this one, I'm going to go with spinach artichoke dip. I absolutely love a good spinach artichoke dip, especially if they add Parmesan into it. That makes it even better. And it's just full of melted cheese and artichoke hearts and spinach. And you've got chips to dip in it. Oh, guys, it is so good. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. And I would also choose gyoza. And these are Asian dumplings, usually steamed or lightly fried. And they've got meat inside them. Oh, guys, gyoza is such an amazing dish. Those two would be my go-to appetizers. And then to pair it, I would probably go with a beer, like a lager or a malted beer. I don't drink a lot of lagers, but I do enjoy Harp Lager from the Guinness Brewery in Ireland. Harp is a fantastic lager. It's got a really nice, lightly sweet taste to it. And for malted beers, I would probably choose like a red beer, like a Kilt Lifter. I don't know if you've heard of Kilt Lifter, you might not have. It's brewed by Four Peaks Brewery, which is local to Arizona, but they are owned by Anheuser-Busch now. So you may have heard of Kilt Lifter since they got bought out by Anheuser. I don't know. But I love Kilt Lifter. It's a great beer. And yeah, it's a fun name too, right? Kilt Lifter. All right, so we're going to move on to course number 4, and that is salad. Ooh, I love salad. A cold dish of various mixtures of raw or cooked vegetables, usually seasoned with oil or vinegar. List some of your favorite fictional regions or environments and your favorite vegetables and how you like them prepared. Okay, guys, so for the regions, I would pick the Shire first and foremost. I absolutely love the Shire. It's a wonderful location. I would love to live in the Shire. Just beautiful. It's so green and lush, and they've got great food and drinks in the Shire too. I'm just saying. And then I would go with Ea, which is the world of Earthsea, and it's basically a bunch of islands and archipelagos surrounded by copious amounts of water. I absolutely love the world of Earthsea. It is so picturesque and so atmospheric. I love Earthsea. And then Nadezra, which is a city in the Mask of Mirrors and the other Rook and Rose trilogy books. And this is kind of a seaside town, very similar to Venice, Italy. I love Venice, Italy. I've never been, but I've wanted to. I just love the look of everything I've seen from Venice, Italy, and this particular city in that book brought up really stark memories of pictures I had seen of Venice, Italy. So I would love to go sometime. That would be really cool. But Nadezra kind of takes me away to that atmosphere. So love it. For food, we talked about favorite vegetables and how I like them prepared. I love steamed broccoli. Steamed broccoli is one of my go-to vegetables, just one of my absolute favorites. I like raw broccoli too, but I have to be in a mood for raw broccoli. But steamed broccoli, oh, I love it. And Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. Probably my second favorite vegetable of all time. And I like those roasted in the oven. I do like steamed Brussels sprouts as well, but there's just something about roasted Brussels sprouts with garlic and oil and onions and add some bacon to it. Okay, guys, I'm getting hungry here. I probably better get close to wrapping this up. And for that, I would also pair that with a white wine, like a Chardonnay. white wines are really good paired with vegetables. So that would be my pick. Course number 5, the main course. The centerpiece of your meal, and typically the course that the rest of the meal is planned around. List some of your favorite protagonists and your all-time favorite food. All right, so for this one, I chose Harry Dresden from the Dresden Files. Definitely one of my favorite protagonists. And also James Holden from the Expanse series. James Holden is a fantastic character, just keeps on getting better in every book I read from The Expanse, and I love his character. He is the embodiment of a Boy Scout, always looking to do the right thing, even when the situation is more nuanced, and I just really think he's a great character. And for the food, this was hard, because there are so many foods that are my favorites. Some of my favorite types of food are Asian food and Italian. So I just picked a simple spaghetti with meat sauce and garlic bread. Oh, guys, that is one of my favorite foods. I just absolutely love it. I love a good chunky meat sauce. I like meatballs too, but I really prefer my spaghetti in a chunky meat sauce. And maybe with a little bit of cream in the meat sauce, right? It's just that hint of cream to boost some of the flavors. So, yeah, excellent meal. And for my spaghetti, I would go with a red wine. Why not? Let's go with a red wine for that. And that would be either a Pinot Noir or a Shiraz or a Merlot. In order of those, I think I probably like Shiraz the best. It's got just this deep, rich flavor with some potent sweetness to it. Pinot Noirs are more smooth, and I really like those as well. And, you know, they've got a very light and airy flavor to them. And then Merlot is a very strong, bold, somewhat bitter at times, which is fine. And I love all three of those. Those are my 3 favorite wines. And so, yeah, that would be my drink of choice to pair with my meal. All right, and course number 6 is dessert, because of course it's dessert. And that is a sweet course eaten at the end of a meal. Well, sometimes I have dessert beforehand, guys. I mean, let's just be honest. Sometimes you can't help yourself. But anyway, it's normally at the end of a meal. List some of your favorite happy endings in books and your favorite desserts or sweet treats. One of my favorite happy endings is at the end of House in the Cerulean Sea. I know I've showcased this book a lot in this video, but it really is a beautiful ending. Just one of my absolute favorite endings to a book. And then I also went with Fool's Fate on this. And that may be a weird choice to some of you because you read Fool's Fate, you know what happens. But it does have a partially happy ending. The very final end of that book does have a very happy ending for certain characters in the ongoing story of the Realm of the Elderlings. If you know, you know. And I just really loved some of the ends that were tied up in Fool's Fate. So those are my 2 book choices. There are others, I'm sure, but those are the ones that really stuck out to me in my mind. For the food, I'm going to go with cheesecake first of all. Cheesecake is my absolute favorite dessert. You feed me cheesecake, I'm yours forever. I just absolutely love cheesecake, any type of cheesecake. I remember going to a restaurant called Marie Callender's back when it was still in business and getting their Kahlua cream cheese pie. Oh, guys, that dessert was heavenly. Absolutely heavenly. I have such fond memories of that dessert. And I just love cheesecake in general. Any kind of cheesecake. I also love brownies. Brownies would be my second choice for a dessert. I love brownies. That's an all-time favorite. And guys, I have a particular affinity for cookie dough ice cream. I may or may not occasionally buy just a little thing of cookie. This size. Don't worry, not a big size, but cookie dough ice cream, guys. Oh, I love that. I love that. So those would be my desserts of choice. Now, for wine, I love a really good Riesling. And one of my favorite Rieslings is from Chateau Saint Michel. It is just a magnificent treat of sweetness with a lighter finish to it. And it's just such a great drinking wine. It really is. I just enjoy having that little treat every now and again. So if I'm planning a nice meal and I want to get a nice dessert wine, there are other sweeter dessert wines out there like Chiantis and stuff like that. But a Riesling is a really good balanced wine, not overly sweet, and that's what I would pick. So if I'm having a dinner party, I would go with a nice bottle of Chateau Saint Michel Riesling. All right, so that is the end of that. Now, here we go. Course number 7. This is the final prompt. Course number 7 is the family meal. And that is a meal prepared by the kitchen staff for the front and back of house once service is completed. We're going fancy there, from the Victorian and Regency eras with that description. A great time for camaraderie and decompression. Tag your friends or booktubers that you want to see do this tag. And for this, I went a step further. I chose an assortment of people that I would love to sit down to a nice dinner with in person and just have a dinner party together. And those people are as follows. Bad from Bad as Rad. Joe and Mary over at Book Buds. Dave and Olive from Book Blather. Yes, we can't forget Olive. I want a dinner that is dog friendly. We're going to have Olive there. Jessica from Jessica's Library Card. Anna Marie from Distilled Reads. And Daisy from Daisy Ex Machina. Now, guys, you may not be familiar with Daisy, but she is the only booktuber I know of that is a drag queen, and I absolutely love that channel. It is just awesome. So all of these channels are awesome, and I want to have a dinner party with all of these guests. I would want to have a dinner party with numerous booktubers, not just these, but I had to pick a select few, and so that is what I did. And on the table for our dinner is sushi. I'm going to go with sushi. If you don't like sushi, it's okay. Those restaurants have ramen and teriyaki chicken dishes and stuff like that. There will be something you can find if you don't like sushi. But I love sushi, and I would be eating sushi at that meal. So we're going to sit down at a great Japanese restaurant, have sushi or ramen or whatever you like, and we are going to partake in sake together if you would like to. Sake is a really great warm rice wine, and I love sake. It's really great. So that would be the drink of choice with our family meal. So guys, I hope you do this tag. I would love to see you do it. And if you are watching this video and you would like to do this tag, please feel free. Consider yourself tagged as well. Just make sure you let me know so I can put you down on the guest list for the family meal when we eventually do that. And until next time, guys, make sure you read more books. And if you want to watch more videos from me, check out the cards at the end. And while you do that, I'm going to go have some grub.